Hello and welcome to Ask Me About K-Pop, the essential guide for recent converts and seasoned fans alike. My name is Shannon.
And I'm Angelica.
And welcome to the show and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
We're finally doing this. I feel like after so many years, like usually we just have too much to talk about in October.
Yeah.
Or like, I've always meant to be like, let's talk about K-pop Halloween.
Yeah.
But
We never got around to it. I mean, October is every single year seems to be a very active month for K-pop, both in terms of number of comebacks and number of like breaking news stories, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
This year there's a lot of worse. There's a lot of spooky stuff out there.
For sure.
So we are going to focus on the fun side of things.
Sure.
And we asked our lovely patrons to submit to us their favorite Halloween or spooky themed themed K-pop video period. So whether that was a music video or a special stage or a dance practice, we just wanted to see. It didn't have to be released specifically for Halloween,
but it just had to have the vibes.
Exactly. Because like, for example, I think the example I used was Married to the Music, which was released, Shiny's Married to the Music, which was released in August, but has like a, B horror movie concept to it.
Right. And it's very interesting because like Halloween is a very like Western holiday. It's like mostly just celebrated in like the US and Canada. And it like came over from Scotland and Ireland, and people started trick-or-treating in like the 30s. I like looked up some Halloween history the other day. But I feel like in the world of K-pop, like SM started having their Halloween party like 10 years ago. Yeah. And then I feel like that kind of started the trend of like doing Halloween stuff.
Yeah, I think but also like scary themed things. Like I feel like Korean horror is very popular.
For sure.
And there's a I don't know if it's like a superstition, like you'd call it an old wives' tale or something, but there's like a colloquial belief of watching scary movies during the summertime because being scared cools you down. So a lot of groups will release spooky themed things in the summer.
Right.
So I always thought it was really interesting because in the US, I feel like it's rare for artists to put out something that is horror themed that is not in October.
Right.
But it's pretty commonplace for a spooky themed something to come out any time of year in K-pop.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna ask if we had any personal favorite Halloween stuff that didn't make it to this list, but I didn't like properly prepare or
I have
think
two.
about it. Yeah.
One is Shiny's Married to the Music, both the music video, even though I know you don't like it, and the performance version, because that's still in their like spooky costumes. And they also did like all of the stages were spooky themed, and they had really great like bow ties that were made out of plastic bats and like things
bones.
and like bones on their little boutonnieres and stuff like that, which I thought was really fun. But also 17 did a vampire version of Good to Me. And I personally absolutely love that. So yeah, those were two videos that didn't make it into the submissions.
Yeah. I was very surprised. I thought there was a chance that somebody might submit Married to the Music because I famously have only seen that music video one time. And I thought maybe somebody might force me to watch it, but nobody did.
Nobody did, and I will not either.
I was ready to take it on if I had to, but
I'm surprised nobody submitted Twice TT, which is an iconic Halloween music video. We only got one Red Velvet submission, which there definitely could have been more of those. Anything else you were surprised didn't make it on the list?
I mean, there's definitely like quite a few Dreamcatchers on there, and I feel like that's maybe the group that more consistently has like a spooky concept in general.
Yeah. I was gonna say their whole like the group's concept is horror themed,
right.
So I feel like they do Halloween stuff all year round.
yeah, for sure. I don't know. My brain is blanking right now.
Fair enough.
My brain is blanking right now. But I love it. I love that it's getting more popular because I love Halloween and I love spooky things. and I love horror movies. And so it's fun when it overlaps with my K-pop.
Absolutely.
So let's get into what all of our listeners submitted. And if you want to watch us watch all of these videos and react to them, you have to join our Patreon, because later this week I will be posting the video version of us watching all of these videos. All right, our first submission was a video from a Dreamcatcher concert of member Sua doing a cover of Kai's Halloween Midnight Circus version.
I think that was the name of the concert.
Yes. Oh, okay. Halloween Midnight Circus. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
You make me feel so 숨을 마시고부터 like 경계를 넘어서 like 내 품에 너라면 like 다른 생각은 나.
Okay, so the listener wrote, nothing says Halloween like Dreamcatcher, and Sua goes all in. Both of these performances walk the line. Oh, they submitted two different Sua stages. I picked the one because I was more interested to see it. Okay. Both of these performances walk the line between funny, weird, and a little bit scary. I just love her commitment and lack of vanity, and the performances are great.
That's a really good description of this because it's a like living statue themed performance, but she's dressed as like a plaster statue, like a white plaster statue of like George Washington. So she like the lack of vanity for real, because she doesn't look beautiful or sexy, and this is a very sexy song, but she just looks like a real statue.
She has no eyebrows, no lips, like just pure like white face, white powdered wig, 3-corner hat.
Yeah, the whole 3-piece suit and like everything. But yeah, she kills it, and at the very end is really adorable because she turns back into a statue and gets carried onto the pedestal and falls off of it. So she like breaks character a little bit at the end, but it's really good.
Yeah, I just thought it was so interesting, and I like that this listener like pointed out her like commitment, because all we could say while watching it is like, how did she come up with this statue idea, and like the being a statue and the body rolliness of the choreo, like those cancel each other out. And it was just like so odd to see someone like very seriously sexy body rolling in this like crazy outfit.
Yes, it was really good. And I just really wanted to know like why she chose that kind of statue to be, because she could have been like a Greek statue or something, right? But no, we went Revolutionary War, and I just think that's so funny.
It was very funny.
Our next submission was of the music video for V by Lee Jung-hyun. And our patron wrote, okay, so I think technically the right answer is Dreamcatcher's Chase Me, but I was trying to think of a catchy song that's a little bit less likely to be suggested by someone else in the hopes of possibly sharing new music with someone. Parentheses, I just trust FX's Dracula, Tiara's Lovey Dovey, Sunmi's Full Moon, and Boa's Scream have all been brought up by someone else. It's just creepy. V. Now we're back to talking about V. I started to explain why I liked it and got a bit rambly. I think it's probably one of those gotta see it to see it kind of things. Bit of a trigger warning for SA though. Nothing technically happens, but I could 1000% see people being uncomfortable with the music video plot for this reason.
I understand now that they meant sexual assault, because people write us as SA all the time.
I read that as us.
Like a trigger warning for us.
Shannon, and like trigger warning for sexual assault. Got it. Whoops.
Wow. But yes, because the plot of this music video is that like a ghost like lures a man, a like bride ghost lures a man into her spooky mansion and is trying to keep him forever. So I could see that like a little uncomfy, but it's really cheeky.
It's so funny. And the song, it's funny that this person mentioned Tiara's Lovey Dovey because the song felt very Tiara to me. It's like a super like bouncy
dancey kind of. It's from like 2013 or something, so it wasn't like newish. But the costumes in this music video were so great.
Phenomenal.
So many great costumes. The main one is this little like bridal lingerie with a big poofy like tail, and she had baby doll dresses with little bloomers.
Yeah.
And like her at one point her backup dancers were like zombie bridesmaids with like their like
They,
thriller like torn up.
And they got spookier as the music, like they started out looking like fancy flappers, and then they got more like corpse bridey as the music video went on. And there's a lot of really fun like shots that play back and forth between like filming a miniature dollhouse and then filming like an actual house. It's a really good music video. I liked it a lot.
I thought it was so funny and good and cute, and I'd never seen it before. So like you made the right decision.
You did.
By suggesting something that we were unlikely to have seen before.
But also, thanks for shouting out FX's Dracula, because that is another one of my absolute favorite spooky things.
songs.
Yeah, I love it. The song itself is so good, and then that performance at their one and only concert is just excellent.
And yeah, bringing up Tiara's Lovey Dovey, which nobody else did submit, so you weren't wrong to skip it. But I just thought it was funny because it seemed like, based on y'all's submissions, that you were really afraid of submitting the most obvious thing. So all the obvious things did not get suggested, which is funny. But like Tiara's Lovey Dovey, I feel like is maybe the first music video that did the
That's the zombies at the disco,
It's like
right?
there's zombies, but the girls are dancing anyway. And like, there's
kind of like the Twice video that is on this
the
list.
Classy video from
Yeah,
the
from
girl
just
groups
recently.
episode. Like that's just kind of a funny concept to do, like ignoring the zombies music video is kind of a funny little thing. All right, the next video that we watched is Stray Kids, but just Bangchan, Changbin, Felix, and Seungmin Up All Night vampire version.
오늘 밤 나는 불을 켜 고요한 어둠 속에서 세상이 자고 있을 때 오늘도 다시 눈을 떠
And the patron wrote, "This song is so damn catchy, and the music video is creepy cute. The guys are impish, insomniac vampires who have invaded a home and are wreaking mild havoc while the occupants sleep. It's a fun visual to the lyrics, which nail the middle of the night feeling of being the only person in the world as you try to finish a project or just can't get to sleep. The jaunty tune gets stuck in your head, which might be bad if you tend to lay in bed with an annoying earworm keeping you awake. I particularly love Felix's little pause and in the last chorus.
That did make me laugh.
Yeah, same. Also, this is a quality music video for a subunit project. Give it a try if you think Stray Kids only do intense music, and add it to a fun Halloween playlist. P.S. Honorable mention to Wavy's Disney Princess Dance Practice, which is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Ten is really feeling himself in particular, and I'm all here for it.
More on that later.
More on that later. And this person signed it. This was from Amy.
Great. Well, thank you, Amy, because I had never seen this and it was absolutely delightful.
It was delightful.
It was so fun and precious, and we had a great time, like giggling. These boys are so cute and silly, and the song is really catchy. Like I was definitely singing along to it by the end. Great submission.
Yeah, and such a very funny concept. And I loved that those old people just were sleeping in the bed the whole time, and like
It was
Seungmin
so
sitting
funny.
between their like, feet. I was
And
like,
like Bangchan sitting like in the middle of the bed with them. That was really great.
it was very cute. And we noted in our video reaction that like Felix really pulls off a vampire Luke. Like
He
he's
has
just got
that
the
like
face.
dead Victorian child look.
Yes.
So it just really works with a vampire concept.
Totally.
Our next submission was for G Idol's Put It Straight. And the patron wrote, Put It Straight was already one of my favorite Idol songs, but I loved the version they performed on Queendom even more. This is the Halloween dance practice of the original Queendom stage.
Okay, yes. We were wondering while we were watching it, because I recognized the song, but it was definitely a different version. I think the video even calls it the Nightmare version.
Yeah, Nightmare version of the song and then Halloween version of the choreo.
Yes. And all of the girls were wearing like full Halloween makeup. Like I think that's kind of
Very professionally done.
Yes, there was a Joaquin Phoenix Joker, Annabelle, The Nun,
Corpse Bride.
Corpse Bride, The Mummy from the Tom Cruise Mummy, and like a Gumino.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And like they all had like their makeup was so done, and the backup dancers were wearing like little black like,
90s,
slippy 90s
and barefoot.
And like, yeah, the vibe was really creepy, and the choreo like really said Halloween. Like
Totally.
they just like really went for it, which I think is very cool because sometimes I feel like it's a crapshoot of what you're going to get when you do a special dance practice. Like sometimes, like in this case, they go all out, and sometimes they like throw on a Halloween costume from a bag and just act silly. And this was like a sincere, we're trying to be scary version.
Yeah. And they were like full cinematic costumes, like not the party store version of the
Yes.
Joker, like the one from the movie. They were really, really well done.
Yeah, and I thought it was great. They looked so spooky. We were actually very scared of Soyeon in her Joker
You did not like
outfit.
that.
Too,
Didn't like it.
Too scary.
She's too good at the creepy
She does
smile.
the creepy, the creepy smile too
It was
good.
bad. I mean, it was good, but it was bad.
It was good but bad, but good but bad. Yeah, so that one was a good time. The next submission that we got was a special stage of Ace performing On and On by Vix. The patron wrote, I picked this special stage by Ace because I enjoy it so much. Most of all, I appreciate the iconic styling, including the contact lenses. It's a great homage to Vix, the kings of spooky concepts, and it never fails to get me in the Halloween mood.
Yeah, this was one that we're not familiar with the original song, so we don't know how like direct of a cover it was, but they did really fun like spooky choreo that like at the very beginning they all like rise like vampires.
Yeah, they were like laying on a like it's similar to Married to the Music, like laying on the backup dancers like
Legs.
feet, and then they get pushed up like they're
yeah.
rising from their graves.
But everybody, they're all wearing like white suit jackets that have like silver bedazzles, but then they all have super intense, like smoky eye, dark makeup with like very big, sparkly bejewels like on the sides of their eyes. And they really emphasize the contacts.
Yeah, they like, and they all had their nails painted
Yes,
black
they
for
did.
extra spookies. But like you were saying earlier, this was a performance from January.
Yeah.
So seemingly no actual connection to Halloween, but the background was like spider webs
Yeah.
and vampire
Bats.
bats. And like, so it definitely felt very Halloweeny, even though it
yeah.
wasn't even close to Halloween time. But it was really good. I love Ace.
I love Ace, and I love a spooky themed something for any time of the year.
Great stuff.
Our next submission was the music video for Twice's Like Ooh Ah.
내가 움직일 수 없게 날 우아 하게 만들어줘 싸가자 진심 없는
And our patron wrote, Twice debuted in October, and I think this was a perfect blend of the season and their original sound. It's still one of my favorite Twice songs.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
It was so fun to watch this because some of them look exactly the
Yeah.
same and some of them looked like little babies. And the concept of the zombie stuff is really fun and also a very interesting concept. I mean, it was the same for Classy.
Yeah.
Debut song with a
Yes.
cheeky zombie.
But the difference
concept.
is that I feel like Twice they leaned into the fact that they're debuting in October, and Classy just debuted at any old time and like decided to do a similar like girls stuck at school during a zombie apocalypse. But it's really fun. Like this is a great music video, and I like that it doesn't, like this person said, like the perfect blend of the season with their original sound, because the song itself doesn't sound spooky in any way.
Right.
So you can just listen to the song and have no idea that it's a Halloween concept music video, which is fun.
But yeah, that the chorus choreo to this song is like so iconic. That straight leg butt wiggle on ooh is just like it's so good.
And then at the end, when the zombies start doing the dance too, it's so fun. It's like seeing the zombie boys like stiffly doing the choreo is so funny. It's so funny.
And there's lots of funny moments, like Sana is just like being a clown in the
Yeah.
music video. Like the other girls are doing like leg stretches and like she can't stretch
Yeah,
her
yeah,
leg
yeah.
and then she fell out of the bus. Like I don't know. I've been thinking about trying to find 16 to watch it, but I'm very curious if like maybe her personality was set up as like this is the silly one.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like the leg stretches are clearly a purposeful bit, but then her falling out of the bus is like a blooper.
It looks
like
real.
They kept yeah. Like they kept it in because it's funny, but like she laughs at herself immediately because she didn't mean to fall on her butt, and it's very funny.
But yeah, I really enjoyed watching that. It had been quite a while. And we also noted, which I thought was really interesting, is that Momo's outfits in particular
Still popular.
are so like
So
right
on trend.
now. Like the leotard under the thing with the deep
Super hip
cuts.
cuts.
out. And then she had the,
The
weird
garter
garter
pants.
pants. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, just ahead of the times.
She's always on trend.
That Momo. Our next submission was Red Velvet's Peekaboo music video. And our patron wrote, a classic, in all caps. This is one of my favorite RV's Red Velvet songs, from the melody to the vocals to the sparkly instrumentation to the creepy girl power murder mansion. I love a girl group who wears glittery dresses and takes no shit. I love Red Velvet.
Yeah, we could not gush enough about what a perfect submission this was while we were watching it, because everything about this music video is perfect. It used to be one of my like go-to, like this is why I love K-pop music videos. And Red Velvet, yeah, perfect. And another like Dreamcatcher has a horror theme to their concept in general. So you really could have chosen any number of Red Velvet music videos, but this one in particular, I think like really nails the Halloween concept.
Yeah, it's the most, I feel like it's the most strong Halloween. Like one of the like running themes in a lot of these creepy videos is like a big spooky full moon, and it has that.
Yeah, and like
even-
like a spooky mansion and like some sort of rituals or like
Right.
murder. It's got it all.
And that even in Russian, even though they are trying to kill each other in Russian roulette, the vibe of that music video is very, I wouldn't call it spooky.
Sure, it's more like goofy.
zany?
Yeah,
Yeah.
zany for sure, more slapstick.
Yes.
But this one is definitely, and this one I think is one of the music videos that has the strongest plot.
Yeah,
throughout.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It is a really clear story that you can understand from beginning to end. It's like a mini movie, and that's really cool.
Yeah, and I love the idea of them that this weird witch coven has decided that they only go after pizza boys.
Yeah.
Like there's no evidence that they've ever sacrificed anyone else. Like just pizza boys.
I love it.
Because they come to you.
Yeah.
So funny.
This was in the age before, Uber Eats.
Right.
Now you could get anybody. Our next submission was for the music video for Sunmi's Full Moon. And the patron just wrote, it's Sunmi. Enough said.
Queen emoji.
Yeah, this is a great Halloween themed music video. I don't think it was released in October, but I don't remember. But the concept is basically there's like a guy dying of consumption, and Sunmi is implied to be a vampire. So she like bites his neck to save him from dying. And then it's just like her like dancing with her backup dancers. And like sometimes she's in the snow and sometimes she's in the spooky house.
Yeah, like barefoot in the snow in a really tiny outfit because she's undead and the
she doesn't
cold
feel
doesn't
the
bother
cold.
her. And I love, one of my favorite things about that music video is that it does that like whooshy, like
Yeah.
Harry Potter apparating,
smoke,
people just like
yeah.
appearing in a fast way. And it does cool cuts between the different versions of the set, and like her cute little short bob, and she looked so young.
So young.
I was surprised by how young she looked.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a great one.
It is a good one.
Real sexy choreo that she wasn't allowed to do on TV.
No, she was not. And it's very obvious when you're watching the music video which parts got cut.
Our next submission was TXT's We Lost the Summer Halloween dance practice. And the patron wrote, I was between this and their Frost special performance video. So if someone else submitted this, then you should check out that other one. I love Spooky TXT. The annual tradition is a Halloween version dance practice, but this one takes the cake. The suits and crazy hair and zombie makeup, so good. And they crack me up dancing in this tiny room, but it sets the tone, I guess. Haha, please enjoy Trin.
Thank you, Trin. We did enjoy this one. It is, I mean, we thought it was interesting that we note this in the reaction video, but like the audio is not dubbed in later. It's just the like live playing of the song in the room. So you can like hear all of their little stompies on the floor. But it is fun. There's like a few parts where they like break character. Like they're trying so hard to do their like spookiest, broodiest looks. And then every once in a while, one of them will like giggle. And it's really fun.
Yeah, and there was a deliberate arm
Yeah,
bite,
chomp.
and then at the end they like were like glitching their heads and trying not to laugh. But yeah, it was good and fun. And you're right, the room is very tiny.
It is
It's
very
like
small.
it kind of looks like a little library or something. But it was like, it's mostly very dark. That is the one thing about Halloween dance practices, is that sometimes in order to set the mood, they make the room really dark.
Yeah.
And you can't see everybody so
True.
good. But they had like funny, like undead kind of makeup.
Yeah, like bloody
And it's
makeup.
like Subin had like blood tears, but then Bumgyu just had like two little like,
Scratches.
blood scratches, perfectly symmetrical on either cheek, like a little
like a doll.
doll rouge. But yeah, I totally loved this. And we were noting that We Lost the Summer, because at first I was like, is We Lost the Summer too summery for a Halloween concept? But then you pointed out that vampires don't get to have summer.
Sure.
They can't,
Because they can't go in the sun. So it could work.
Makes perfect
And there's
sense.
like a mournfulness about the song.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
we lost the summer. It's kind of sad. It's kind of melancholy.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those like sad lyric songs that has like bouncy trop
Yeah,
house
yeah.
in the background.
We lost the summer. Having such a great time while you're sad.
That is TXT's thing, I think.
It is. Our next submission was for the music video Maniac by Max Changmin. And our patron wrote, I love everything. Everything! Sonically, this doesn't sound like Halloween, but visually and thematically, I think it totally fits. This is one of my favorite releases of this year for the wild drama, the spooky, unsettling atmosphere, and the fun, campy horror concept. Changmin's voice always sounds amazing, but this is one of my favorite vocal performances he's ever done. And he's so hot.
Yes, DILF.
Everything about this is true. DILF.
Official DILF.
Officially a DILF.
I love it.
I love it. The K-pop DILF club is growing.
It's growing and I love
How
it.
exciting.
It's so great. It's too exciting. It's really too exciting.
I love this submission. This is also one of my favorite like horror concept music videos. And it is specifically a horror concept because it's like specifically inspired by Hitchcock movies, and it like references the birds
Psycho
and Vertigo
and the birds. And then there's like a shining part, which is aside from the
Hitchcock,
but it still goes. And like, yeah, there is like a very weird sense of humor to it. Like Changmin's faces are
super
excellent.
expressive. Yeah.
And I will slightly disagree with this listener in that I do think that it does sound like Halloween.
I think it
because
does.
I said this in the video reaction, but this song reminds me of the song in Rocky Horror where Meatloaf's character wakes up out of the freezer and he sings that like song. The song has like Meatloaf Queen like vibes
grandness
to it.
Yeah. Especially in the sense that it feels like it tells a story like those songs do. And yeah, it's just like such a grand production. I love it. I love every freaking bit of this.
Yeah, it's so good.
Including
I
the
feel
gratuitous tits.
Yes, there is a whole part where he runs in slow motion with no shirt on, and for some reason he has an enormous chest tattoo.
He also has fake hand tattoos in the music video too. So it's just for the vibes.
Just for the vibes, I guess.
Love it. That man's a dad now.
Can't believe it. I can, but I can't. Okay. Our next submission was the music video for Nature's song Girls, and this was specifically labeled as the uncensored version.
난 사랑 앞에 어린 애
Our patron wrote, I'm a big horror fan, and this is one of the scariest music videos I've ever seen.
Agreed.
The choreography and the music video and the song all work together perfectly to really create the right mood. Definitely one of my go-to songs for the spooky season. For sure, this is the scariest thing on this list.
Yeah,
Like
and-
actual horror if you are afraid of knives or scissors or needles or dirty bathtubs. Like it has all of the like
Yeah.
horror triggers in it.
And this is on me because like I didn't say I never told y'all this, but I don't like horror movies. I love horror concept spooky things, but I'm terrible at haunted houses. I don't go in them. I don't watch scary movies. I make Shannon tell me about the scary movies that she watches, and I can't handle gore. Like if it's a B like old movie like and it's goofy and super fake like Shiny's Married to the Music, doesn't bother me at all. If it's realistic like Saw or Hostel or this music video with a needle to the eye, I can't handle it, you guys. And I'm sorry, but I need you all to know that scissors as a weapon is my number one ick. I can't handle it. I can't do it. Please don't send me things like that anymore. Please.
I think that's fair to put that out. I think that's very fair.
This was hard for me to watch.
Yeah, she watched this one through her fingers and also kind of not at all. You
I
can
didn't
see it in
watch the
video.
end. I was afraid.
But yeah, this was absolutely like the most pure horror concept
Yeah.
thing that I think I've ever seen. Because like, yeah, the blood is pretty gratuitous and
There's so much blood.
it seems like all of the members are sort of like paired off and trying to murder each other. One thing in the video that I thought was really cool because I had just like never seen it before is there was one set with like a wire bed frame.
Oh yeah.
And instead of a mattress, it was like a bed of flowers.
That was really cool.
And I thought that was really cool, like visually interesting. And I loved all of their little nightgowns. There's this a podcast that I am obsessed with. You guys should all listen to it if you like scary movies or are scared of scary movies. It's called Too Scary Didn't Watch. And one brave friend tells her two scared friends the whole plots of horror movies that they are afraid to watch.
Which is what Shannon and I have been doing for years.
It's my favorite podcast. My new goal in life is to raise my star enough that I can be a guest on that show. If you listen to it, then you should pester them on social media and tell them I should go on the show. I love it. It's so good. But they have a bingo card on their Patreon of horror tropes.
Yes.
And one of my favorite ones that came from the Conjuring movies is nasty nightgowns. And that there's like horror movies have people wearing nasty nightgowns, and this had several nasty nightgowns.
Absolutely, it did.
Yeah, it had all of the pieces, and it was really scary.
Yeah.
So good
We
job,
definitely
Nature.
would have gotten a bit like all of these submissions had at
Bingo.
least one.
Yeah.
Yeah. We would have won bingo like 20 times over.
I think so.
For sure.
I think so.
Our next video was submitted more than once, and this is the princess version of the Bad Alive choreography video by Wavy. The first patron wrote, "My favorite babies doing serious boy choreo in Disney princess costumes? What's not to love? I love my Winderella, but my favorite parts of this dance practice are Yang Yang struggling with his mermaid tail and all the added sparkles whenever they stomp or make a sharp move. I love you, Wavy." And our second patron just wrote, "It's just stinking cute." And they're right.
Both of them are right.
It's just stinking cute. Yang Yang struggling with that mermaid tail is my favorite thing also. And I absolutely freaking lose it watching him in our reaction video. I can't handle him. He's so funny with his tail and his enormous wig and his big fake boobs. It's so funny. It's so funny.
It is so funny. My like face hurt so bad, like
Yes.
40 seconds in, because I was
My
like
cheeks.
smiling way too hard. Yeah, we definitely talked about this when it came out, and I said something on the podcast about it that I should never say again. But so go back to like October melties from 2020 or something if you want to hear me say it. I won't say it again, but there's a little surprise in this music video if you look for it, I guess. But Boys in Dresses is funny. It's objectively funny. I'm sorry. It's just funny. And they are definitely like in other K-pop groups, like if the boys do drag and they like take it very seriously.
Yeah.
And like
Like
act like
that
sexy women. Like all
Girls'
the
Day Mino
all the
Changmin
SM
performance.
boys,
Yeah, with Suho.
But this is like 100% boys in dresses, and they are really struggling with the dresses and making each other laugh. And
Yeah.
all of them are taking it like a different level of it's
serious.
just very funny.
Yeah, it is very funny.
And the added sparkles are such a hilarious touch.
It's a good one.
So thanks to the two people who thought we should watch that again because
We
you
should
were
have.
right.
It's a good belly laugh.
Our next submission was the music video for Dreamcatcher Because.
사랑한다 말아비 Cause I love you Forever love 숨겨둔다 Forever love Cause I love you Forever mine
And our patron wrote, "This music video and song are so deliciously creepy. The storyline and visuals of the music video are heavily influenced by the film Us, so it's basically a horror movie in itself. The lyrics also have double meaning based on the Chinese character for B, which means sad or sadness. Because in the title, the BE is capitalized.
Yeah. Well, and that's interesting because I noted when we were watching it that like the chorus of the song is because I like you, because I love you, but the whole like sound of the song and then the like vibe of the music video is like it's a bad thing that this person likes you because their like or love for you is like an unhealthy obsession. So it's like a sad, like it's a tragic thing that they have fallen for you. And like now you're in danger because of their obsession with you. So it's, I mean, Dreamcatcher, like we said, has sort of that horror concept all year round. But this is a very good one, very scary.
Yeah, there was so many. We really noted that the outfits in this one are excellent. It like opens up in like a kind of haunted hotel lobby. And a really interesting makeup choice that they made for this music video is that like it seems like the makeup artist just like cut out lace
Yes.
appliques and glued them on their faces.
It looks awesome. It looks so cool.
And most of the music video is filmed in, there is an abandoned amusement park in Korea. You can visit it. It was like in one of my travel books as like, if you want to hop the fence, people like hanging out in this weird abandoned amusement park, but it's in a lot of K-pop videos.
Yeah.
Not often in such a spooky way, but like that abandoned theme park is
Yeah.
in so many music videos.
Yeah, like Pentagon uses it
Yeah.
in a music video that's not spooky at all. And like didn't the Moonbyul Solar one, wasn't
It
that
seems like
at the
that's
same
where they
place?
ended up,
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's a free filming location on account
Probably.
of it is an abandoned amusement park. But yeah, that's very interesting that they said that this one was influenced by Us because I'm trying to think of what about it was Us-y. I mean,
Maybe
Us
the,
does
like-
begin at a spooky amusement park. Like that is the opening set.
I
of
was
the
also
movie.
thinking the like doppelganger aspect of the mirror.
Oh, the mirror,
like,
right,
Because when
right.
someone would look in the mirror and then they would walk away, but the reflection stayed and then looked at them and then reached and like came out of the mirror. So maybe it had like a
Right.
doppelganger.
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, they also had the version of the group on the ceiling.
Oh yeah.
There were two
the
versions.
other version.
Okay. I'm
And it
seeing
did
now.
seem like they were like collecting them to be like dolls to
right
like stay.
to stay in their spooky haunted hotel.
So I see it. But I never watched that movie because of the
the
scissors.
scissors.
I can't handle it, you guys. I don't know where that came from for me, but it's a real
it's real.
It's a real fear.
I get it.
It's a real ick. Okay. Our next submission was for the music video for Don't Hate Me by Epic High.
Everybody hates me, but you love me and I love you. Oh, oh, oh. 내 놈은 손뼉치면 돼, baby.
Our patron wrote, possibly more creepy than spooky, but also very cute. It's the first video that came to mind. I love all of the mini costumes on the kids, and 99 is my favorite Epic High album. Like the video, it somehow combines disturbing topics with lighthearted music / videography. Just a jam! Yeah, this was very fun. The music video concept is that like the guys of Epic High are working at a grocery store and they hate their jobs. And then all of a sudden, like, little boy dressed as like the Omen,
Damien from The Omen,
with
and he
his
has
little
a
hellhound.
Doberman.
He like appears to Tableau, and then like walks away like off into the grocery store, and then the grocery store gets overrun by a riot of costumed children who are all dressed like Hannibal and like the little guy from Saw and like all of these like horror.
There's
and
like
Lady Gaga from Paparazzi. She's the only one that's like not a horror person.
Yes.
Well, no, Bret Michaels is there too.
Yeah, there
we
was
think.
somebody that I think was maybe Bret Michaels, because the child is just wearing like a yellow braid wig and a big bandana.
And like a leather jacket, like a brown leather jacket.
And
we
to
couldn't
me that
think
said
yeah.
Bret Michaels, but I don't know.
I don't know
who
what
was
it could
supposed
have
to
been.
be. There's like a Clockwork Orange kid. One of the kids is the scary guy from No Country for Old Men.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a lot of like
Very
inappropriate
scary.
for children costumes, but it's like so fun. And we were noting that like these kids must have had an absolute blast
God,
because
yeah.
their stage direction was clearly just go ape shit.
Yeah. Destroy everything. And they did. Like, they destroy that whole store. They, like, tackle the security guards and, like, dogpile them. Like, they go freaking nuts. It's so much fun.
There's also an interesting, like, element, and maybe the lyrics of the song, like, might explain it more, but there's also a part where Tableau seemingly gets scratched by
Yeah.
something invisible. Like, the scratch just appears on him. And then there's a couple of times where he's singing and his face goes, like, ghoul for, like, just a split second.
Yeah. Like,
And
he's
so,
getting
like,
possessed or
Yeah.
something.
So there's like there's a lot of creepy elements and like horror icons and Halloween stuff, but at the same time, it's this very bright, like hyper grocery store, and the vibe is really, really fun.
And the song is very fun. Like, the song is not spooky at all. It's a total, like, party song. So it is a good mixture.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I hadn't seen it in a really long time, and
I
it
had
was
never
fun.
seen it. Yeah, it was great.
Our next video was also submitted 2 times, and this is the video for AT's Black Cat Nero performance version. And our first patron said, ATs always brings their A game and puts everything into their performance. They are the best. And the second patron wrote, ATs makes a Halloween concept so much fun. They originally performed this Turbo Song remake on Immortal Songs, then later released this performance video, which gives us so much drama, spooky visuals, and hard-hitting choreo. All of that themed with all of that paired with a rock-themed track and incredible vocals make this an unforgettable Halloween-themed performance that I enjoy all year.
This was fun. It starts out in like a spooky church.
Which we were surprised was the first like church of the list, because
Yeah.
churches are very spooky.
Yes, religion is easy to turn horror for sure. And so they are like all sort of dressed kind of like vampires or whatever.
Like
although
cloaks and-
Yeah. Although vampires can't be in churches, so we don't know what they wear. But anyway, yeah, it's very fun. They like do some of the choreo like in a graveyard or whatever. And then should we spoil it?
I mean, there's a surprise.
There's a
in
very
this
good
music
surprise
video
toward the end.
that we thought was coming and said, haha, wouldn't it be funny if? And then it happened and we
happened.
screamed so much.
It was great.
So there's a fun
It was
surprise
great.
in this. I liked that they did the church thing, and that they had taken this old song and very clearly like made it their own and like added some rap verses. There's like a dance break. Like they really turned it into a whole performance. And since it's from Immortal Songs, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Although the version that is in this this like Halloween version is different from the version they did on Immortal Songs. They rearranged it specifically to make it more Halloween themed. And then last but not least, we had the Jackpot music video by Block B.
I'm on my way 먼저 가실게 처음엔 다들 혀를 차고 어리석다 해 자꾸 노래해 You did not day
And our patron wrote, honestly, it's just really fun. When he wasn't being questionable, Zico made a lot of great Block B music and creepy clown masks, and I was here for it. This MV has an extra scary factor because men, haha, and the ending makes it. From Susie. This is our exact journey as
Literal
we watched
exact
this.
journey.
Exact thing. Like because the concept is a woman goes to a like abandoned amusement park and gets like kidnapped by these guys in scary clown masks and then like forced to be a part of their like haunted house midnight circus. And so we were just like, I don't love this concept of this woman getting like
She
harassed
was tied
by...
up in many different ways.
Yeah.
Like tied to one of those spinning boards and they were throwing knives.
And, like, tied to a
in
chair,
And
and
tied
then-
in a box like a Barbie doll. And like,
and
they
then
just
like
kept tying her up.
and then like they chased her like around, like she was like running for her life through the park and they were chasing her in their like very, very scary masks. And so it's very scary in that sense. But then at the end, like when the whole circus like really gets going, she starts like having fun and is like not tied. She's like partying too. And they let her go at the very end. So it's like, it has a not scary ending.
Yes, and she flips them off as she's leaving, which is, I think, like the extra button to be like, yeah, that wasn't cool.
Yeah, fuck you
and
guys.
I'm glad that she got to get away with it. But I loved, this song is really interesting. It like goes a lot of different places that I wasn't expecting. And they really did like a lot of different sets and like
So
the
many
whole
sets.
creepy carnival thing like really came together, I feel like. And the scene where they were all wearing like different like jeweled primary colored like
good
suits, really good. And like Pio has like purple hair that's like in this little finger wave.
Oh my god!
most
And
of
then
the
they did
video.
these like insane little like rolls of it. Like when it wasn't in finger waves, it was like delicately placed in these like cylinders. It was wild. His hair looks bananas in that whole music video. It's such a pretty shade of purple though.
Yeah, so pretty. So yeah, that was an interesting submission because I had definitely not seen it. But I think Susie's saying like, oh, Zico did so many creepy clown mask videos. Because when it started and I saw the clown mask, I was like, oh, I've seen this Block B clown mask video. No, it's a different clown mask
one.
video because they did that a couple of times.
Great. I don't love that.
Don't love that.
Better than scissors though. That doesn't ick me out as much.
For sure. Just to shout it out because this person took time to write it and I don't want to completely skip over it, but somebody submitted Dreamcatcher Mind episode 3, which I believe is a Dreamcatcher reality show. And they said, this is from Dreamcatcher's reality series from 2021, where the members have to play a game in an abandoned hospital. Every time I watch it, it makes me smile from ear to ear, seeing all the members' personalities come out so clearly in their reaction to the jump scares and everything. Dreamcatcher is an obvious choice when it comes to horror themed stuff, but I thought that this might have been a little more rare of a pick. It's a long episode and the content goes into the next episode as well. But the first 10 minutes gives a good example of what kind of stuff happens throughout. Headphone warning, though, there are screams in there. And this is from our friend Jantax.
Wonderful.
We are on too tight of a schedule today to have watched a 17-minute thing, but I wanted to shout it out. And I do
Absolutely.
think as a concept, like, idols in the like that seems to be a total theme of a reality show to make them do something scary.
And they are some of my favorite videos. Like there is a from one of the very first 17 reality shows I watched where they got like stuck on that island and they could only take one suitcase of stuff. And they like thought they were going on a nice vacation and they weren't. There's a part where I think it's just Dokyum, Hoshi, Songkwan, and the 8 who have to go on this mission in this like abandoned school.
Oh, no.
And that's like they have to go get like ramen like from the
Right.
halls of this abandoned school, and like that's very fun. But I also always think of the EXO reality show that I watched that still had like all 12 of them, and they go through
Showtime,
yeah,
probably.
Showtime. I think it was EXO Showtime, and they go to a haunted house, and that is my favorite thing I've ever seen because Jongdae Chen walks through that haunted house like he's strolling through a meadow. He has zero fear. He greets every single scarer with a thank you, good job, gives them hot packets because he doesn't want them to get cold. It's amazing. Like I dream of being able to go through a haunted house like Jongdae went through that haunted house. Like
That level of
that
calm.
level of chill. I'm incapable of that. I can't do that. That's not me.
But yeah, all of these were so fun to watch. I really, really enjoyed them. And I hope that y'all check them out if you're not familiar. We put them all in a playlist. And of course, we still have a few more days till it's actually Halloween. So if you have any other submissions that got skipped, you can send them to us on social media or talk about them in the Discord or whatever. Like I said, it's becoming a more popular
Absolutely.
thing to do. So I think the amount of spooky content is just growing all the time.
Oh, yeah. And the number of even just like plain Halloween costumed dance practices that we've seen. Like this could have been a list of
just
only dance
those, yeah.
practices because there's so many of them.
For sure, for sure. But yeah, just like we said at the beginning, or like I predicted, Dreamcatcher was truly the star of this
Mm-hmm.
because if you make your concept spooky to begin with, then you're gonna be the name people go to.
I know.
when they want spooky K-pop.
And I feel like if we had done this a few years ago, it would have been Red Velvet.
True,
But
true,
now
true.
Dreamcatcher has I think surpassed them as the queens of the spook.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you to all of our seasoned fan patrons who submitted something. And if you want to watch our video reactions, you can join Patreon. And if you join the highest tier, like these listeners, then you'll get fun assignments like this to make us watch stuff.
Yeah.
So patreon.com/AMAKPopPod if you want to do that. And we will be right back with a random game. All right, we are back. And this week, the random number generator gave us a pretty new boy group who has weirdly been in the news so much the past couple weeks because of things that they're doing and that they changed their name.
Yeah.
So this group is now called TFN, but when they debuted, they were called T1419 or maybe 1419. I don't know how they said it. But point is, they thought that was complicated, so they're called TFN now.
Great. This is a South Korean Japanese boy band that was formed in 2021 under MLD Entertainment, and they have 9 members. They debuted on January 11th with their single album Before Sunrise Part 1. And it seems like since then they've put out 2 EPs and 3 single albums. And they also have a reality show. And their Wikipedia tells us that their pre-debut song was a music video called Dracula that was released on October 27th. So that's perfectly on theme for us.
Perfectly on theme. I also see that they released a Spanish single in July.
Yeah.
So that's always very interesting.
It's called When the Sun Goes Down.
We've got a lot of sun and rising.
Yeah,
and
sunrise, sundown, etc.
And I was hearing a lot about them because at the slightly disastrous K-Amp festival here in LA a couple of weeks ago, because everybody else couldn't get here, these boys performed both days. And in all the reviews and concert recaps I read, everybody had nothing but nice things to say
Great.
about them and said that they were like really, really bringing it. So
Great. And they're also in the news because one of their members, Xian, is currently on a hiatus due to hearing loss. So we
Now
hope
that's
that
very scary.
Very scary, very serious. We hope that he, whatever happens, he gets taken care of.
So we are going to watch their most popular music video,
Which is their debut.
their official debut. The song is called Asura Balbalta. And if you want to watch it with us, just pull it up and press play when I say go.
It is under T1419.
Yes,
not
I think
TFN.
they have yet to relabel everything, but you know.
But they did just put something out like 12 hours ago as of this
I
recording.
know. Dang, we're just right on top
Random
of
number
it.
generator is a big TFN fan.
All right, pull up this Asura Barbalta music video and press play when I say go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, we've got our 9 members walking dramatically in front of fire.
Oh,
Ooh. Okay, love that traditional instrument in there. A lot of sirens. So far, we're just dancing in a big, like, stone room. Ooh, look at that mullet. Oh, it's a clip-in.
yeah, it's
Sometimes
fake. He
has
doesn't
it.
have it in the other scenes.
Well, it's pretty gross.
Yeah, it looks so wet.
Ugh, it's very chunky. This little fluffy perm.
Yeah, this red fluffy perm is cute though. Yeah, so far they're dancing in this very like kind of like temple-y looking
Yeah,
room.
it looks
There's,
very
like,
Indiana Jones.
big, you know, big
those
fires.
Yeah. And then they each get like a one shot in front of this like crescent moon thing. It's so fluffy. Asura Balbalta. Oh, now we're doing the... Oh, different set.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that pink suit. Pretty.
Yeah, they just very quickly flash to like one of those indoor water and
Yeah,
plant
yeah, yeah.
rooms and they're wearing really bright outfits. We haven't seen it again.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, glitter, tears. Ooh. Oh, I thought that shirt was just like holes, but it's a pattern. Oh, I love these really brightly colored outfits.
Yes.
More of this. Oh, those braids are gross. I don't like
Just
that at all.
too,
Two
like-
little rat tails. Wait, but he has them in both scenes. Those are not real.
I hope that he does not have that long of hair, just rat
But
tails.
just as a rat tail. He looks like a baby RM with his like pouty mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So many glitter tears. These baby boy faces keep reminding me of other boys. Oh, he has like blue eyebrows.
Definitely very like big choreo. They're like jumping a lot. And...
Oh, now we get an ice
frozen
room.
room.
That's fun. Oh, some of them have like kept their color themed. I love that pink.
Oh, those
fake
freckles. That was a love shot.
Yeah. When we were watching that Ace one, I was like, this is a shiny move. This
Yeah,
is
they
also
were
a shiny
doing
move.
so-
This is another shiny move. That guy looks like Mark with the pink hair.
They all look like so. Like I could
Yes,
look at all of them
every
and be like,
single
"Oh, he
one.
looks
This guy
like
makes me
this
think of,
one.
like,
This one looks
Taeyong.
like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one."
That's what I'm saying. Their little faces. I'm seeing like 20 other people. Asura Balbalta. TFN.
TFN.
Ta-ta for now.
Ta-ta. Oh yeah, I love it. All right. It's weekly recommendation time. Is there anything that you'd like to recommend to the listeners?
I
this
think
week?
I'm going to double down on the patron mention of FX Dracula.
Okay, yeah.
Because that is absolutely one of my favorite horror concept things ever. It's just a regular B-side off of one of their albums. It wasn't like a special Halloween release or whatever. It's just like, this is a regular song that they gave FX because that's the kind of shit FX used to do. And the only performance video that exists is like footage from their one and only concert. And there's a few different versions of it on YouTube, but it's excellent. excellent. I love that song. Crystal biting into the neck of the guy is like a perfect moment, and it's great. I love it. FX Dracula.
Great. I feel like I just want to and I'm sure everybody has seen it because they're very popular and important right now. But I do think that the new Idol song "Nude" is very cool. Like the concept is very, very interesting to me, and I feel like it's a concept that people don't do very often.
So I am perhaps one of the only people who hasn't seen this
Okay.
yet. What is the concept?
At the end of the video, they literally specifically say this music video was inspired by Marilyn Monroe and Banksy is what they credit. But I feel like it is more, it's like a little Moulin Rouge, but it's more like the Tex Avery cartoon girls, like the way that girls got drawn in Tex Avery cartoons. Like, hold on, like the women that the wolf would go woo woo at.
Oh, yeah.
Is what
The
their
little
concept
Jessica
is.
Rabbit women.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like little Jessica Rabbit, Moulin Rouge, showgirl. Like there's lots of
Pin-up
feathers.
cartoons like
Yes.
the Sailor Jerry tattoos.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Gotcha.
that. And so
Gotcha,
they like
gotcha.
have these
That's fun. I love
really
that.
tiny outfits and so many feathers. And there is like cartoon, like that
Elements.
cartoon version of them in it. And like, I just thought that it was so interesting. And then, yeah, at the end, there's a like the painting of them goes through the shredder, like that Banksy painting that got shredded. So I think that's why they had to call out Banksy. But yeah, I just like, I love that like pinup style, like super over sexualized, girly stuff. And I feel like as a juxtaposition from Tomboy being like their huge hit this year and then going this complete opposite
that is
direction
fun.
is really interesting. And they already have like broken a record or been put into some category of people who've had double number ones in the same year. And like, so this is a really good time for Idol, it seems.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that that was so interesting and I appreciated a concept that you don't see very much. So check out Nude if you haven't seen it yet. They do spell it NXDE.
Yes.
So that it's not so naughty. Or it's a little naughtier because it's censored. I don't know.
Yeah. Sometimes censorship makes things more eyebrow raisy.
Yeah, totally. And also just a shout out. I think I said this during the video watching, but like Stray Kids is doing their whole Condé Nast YouTube tour
circuit.
right now, and your friendship tests and your whatever. They did a BuzzFeed puppy interview.
Fantastic.
They're doing all the fun stuff, and even though I like don't really care for their music, I think that they're freaking adorable, and I like to watch them giggle with each other.
BuzzFeed puppies is how you became a mom baby.
It's true.
So watch out.
Yeah, I
you might
guess,
be a
watch
stay
out.
by the end of this year.
I don't know. People keep saying that, but I'm just not sure. The music doesn't do it for me. But
You said that about Monster
I
X.
did. You're right. I guess anything is possible. But that is all for this week. Thank you again to all of our patrons who submitted stuff to make this episode happen. And if you'd like to join them, patreon.com/AMAKPopPod. Otherwise, we can be found on social media at AMAKPopPod on Twitter and Instagram, AMAKPopPod@gmail.com for emails, 181-AMAKPop5 if you'd like to text us or leave a voicemail. P.O. Box 26096, Los Angeles, California 90026 for regular old mail. Linktree/AMAKpop. You can join our Discord. You can find our YouTube and Spotify, which will have playlists for all of this episode and many other episodes that have playlists. And yeah, I think that's all of the places. And we'll see you in November.
Woo!
Bye.
Bye.
Jonghyun, you're our inspiration.
I mean, I guess I understand why they changed their name. Sort of a Mouthful.
It sounds like a calculator, like a Texas Instruments calculator. Like, did you get your
Yes.
T1419?
Exactly. Exactly.